Hey everyone, and welcome back to Light Shine Desserts, where you can get your daily dose of baking, the Word of God, decorating, and much more. So today we are going to be making some more tree boxes. If you have seen the other video, these ones are going to be for people around me, like my neighbors, since I've already given it to more of my other people outside of my neighborhood, like, church and people at school. So I just wanted to get another feedback before we actually get everything fully finalized, getting like social medias and all the other stuff people have to do for their businesses. So I will be showing maybe what some of the people said, since it is like some days past of me giving them this. But basically I wanted to make cookies, cupcakes, and then I wanted to try doing also a bar as well, since those are generally most of the stuff I want to have in my business when I start. So instead of the other treat box where I did like a bunch of different flavors, I'm just going to do plain vanilla. I was thinking of doing chocolate and vanilla just to keep it, simple but still give you a different variety. But I decided let's just save time and just do vanilla. And then so for the cookies, it's the classic sugar cookies, the decorated ones, as you see I'm doing right now. And I'm doing them kind of fall themed, so pumpkins. And I did want to do like a leaf, to kind of match like fall, but I didn't end up doing that. And I did have to cut these all out by hand because I didn't get any cutters for fall. So basically I want to do them different shapes. So one like that's going to be more longer, as you can see on the left side, and some that are more wider, and try to do different designs on those. But like I said earlier on, we had the decorated sugar cookies, and then I also wanted to bring some chocolate chip cookies just so they can taste them, because I guess people seem to like it. So yeah, I guess it tastes different than maybe the ones at the store, or I don't know. I guess people just like it, I guess. So that's why I'm doing that. And then I wanted to have blondies. I was thinking of doing cookie bars because those are really good to me, at least. But, cookies on cookie bars, that's too much cookie stuff. So I decided just to keep it like blondies. So now we are starting doing the icing portion. I'm kind of just creating like an outline so I can kind of get it, because this is my first time doing this type of design. But when I was piping this out, it seems really, flexible, or just the consistency of the icing was a little bit better. What I wanted to do this time was make it a little bit more thin, but not too thin to where it would be like flood. But you want it to kind of be in the middle, because usually when I do it, it's still like too thick. So then when I'm doing this part, there's just still a lot of streaks, and then it doesn't really smooth out as well. But for this, it actually worked out well. When I was actually making the icing, I had one batch of icing, but then it didn't even really fill the bag way completely. And I was thinking that I might need a little bit more, just because I'm going to be decorating, a lot of the color orange on there. And so I wanted to make sure I had enough. So I actually have two different types of icing, because I did run out of powdered sugar when I was making the first one. And so I used more meringue powder to thicken it up. And then my dad did come home to get like powdered sugar when he was coming home. And so I was actually able to make it the correct way that I do. So one was sweeter than the other one. Like with the one with meringue powder, you can tell was like a little bit less sweet. At least to me, I could tell. But overall, it still all tasted good. All tasted fine. So thank you for buying the powdered sugar and actually getting it, like, I guess, right when I needed it. But yeah, so here are the other shapes. I accidentally cut the hole too big because, yeah, as you can see over there. But I'm trying to do like the design where you basically do like the overlap, where you maybe do like the outsides, you pipe and flood, and then the middle, you will do that after the other ones have dried, so then it can kind of look like a real 3D or realistic piping consistency, a realistic pumpkin or a realistic design of whatever it is you're doing. So if you look at it, you can kind of see the lines in between. Not as much. I could have waited a little bit longer, but I did actually have somewhere to go today, or that day that I was doing this, let me just say, okay? And so pumpkins, like, they kind of have brown, but then some have green. For some reason, I didn't make any green because I was just thinking brown because of some of the pictures I have seen for inspiration. Most of them are brown. I did end up scrapping the ones that were longer and making those ones green. Like, I took off the brown portion while I was still wet and made it green just because it didn't really look like pumpkins, because the design I wanted to do was just make it smooth and no lines on it, and it didn't really work. So now we're moving on to the next thing, which are the chocolate chip cookies. So I like going over the top, like with things like these, or things that I can make a little bit better than just the basic cookie or cupcake or whatever it is. I like adding things onto it if I can't change like the recipe itself to make it like, my own. So I usually do a lot of add-ons just besides chocolate chips. Like, I might do other flavored chips. I might do like sprinkles. I love adding sprinkles. It makes it look so nice. Or other types of candies or whatever it is I'm going to add. So I'm adding in some Oreos. I'm adding in sprinkles, like I said before. And last time I did add in caramel, but it was like the chewy caramel, so it doesn't really taste nice after it's like cooled down. It's still chewy, so I might get like the actual caramel baking chips that will melt the way they're supposed to. But basically, I'm trying to practice like the design I might want to do, and also testing out what colors I might want to do. So like I said, these ones didn't really look like pumpkins. You can see that I did change them to be green, so they do look a little better. My brother said that the black one looked better. Sally isn't like fully black, as you can kind of see. Like, it is black, but like it's a little dark gray. And we're done with that. Now, okay. Now we are moving on to the cupcakes. As you can see, I kind of melted that a little bit. But the cupcakes, they turned out fine, good to me. Basic stuff I had been doing before. I wanted to make sure that it still had enough flavor. There was enough vanilla, because it isn't actually a super sweet cake recipe. And here's the thing. I actually forgot that I needed 2 eggs for this. And so I like saved eggs just for baking, just so I can make sure I had enough. Thankfully, we did still have extra eggs left in our huge carton that I could have used for the blondies that I wanted to make, because I didn't pack away the eggs that I wanted. I needed like maybe 5, but I only had 4 eggs. Besides the point, we are just putting them into the cupcake liners. I actually have these jumbo cupcake liners, if you saw some other videos, and I wanted to do that for the business. I don't know if I should, just because it's super huge and I would have to double the recipe just to make 12 cupcakes. But right now we are making the frosting. And so the frosting that I did for my sister's birthday, it was way too sweet. So I tried to cut it down as best as I could. So for that, I used 4 sticks of butter. Here I used 2 sticks of butter. I did 4 sticks of butter for 6 cups. And here I tried doing 2 sticks of butter for maybe like half of 6 would be 3. So maybe like 2 3/4, 2.5 cups. And it did taste fine. Tasted good to me, at least. So I might just keep it like this taste, because most people seem to like it. But yeah, right now we're just doing the basic rosettes. I think that might be my typical thing, at least for like vanilla cupcakes or chocolate cupcakes, because it's easier. I might do like swirls for like maybe other flavors or something. Here are some homemade sprinkles that we have. And yeah, so this is what it looks like in the end. Overall, at least one of the people said that she really loved all the stuff. The cupcakes were like the best, like they loved it, that they might actually order from me later on in the future. So that's nice. The cookies, for me, I guess people don't usually have like salt all the time, like on top of their chocolate chip cookies. So either I'll just try to do it as small as I can, because salt actually boosts the flavor, or like it gives a reaction on your tongue or something. I don't know. I learned this in culinary, where it just helps with the flavor boosting. The sugar cookies, people also said that it was good. So yeah, I might just keep all these stuff the same, and we are going to see what they think of my other flavors whenever I give it to people. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, tips, or things you want me to bake in the future, feel free to comment that down below, and have a blessed week. Bye.